that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to the #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. Today, with your host Dylan Blight, I'm joined with Ciaran Marchant, returning from the depths of hell.
Hell yeah! This is where we climb back out. I got there, and they were like, "Wait, are you Dylan?" And I'm like, "No, I'm Ciaran." They're like, "Why the hell are you here?" And they sent me back to send you there.
Nope.
Yep.
You can't even play. We didn't try and make a big fake story about why you weren't on the show last week. I don't know if you listened, but me and Ash were just straight.
Yeah, no,
He's just chucking up out the front and back of his
I
body.
as I said to you in the message before the show started, I was a faucet from both ends. If I lay on my side, I probably would have span around, just on the floor, just like a top. Like a spinning top.
We keep it real here at the Explosion Network.
Like it is. I don't want the audience hidden from the truth behind the Explosion Network. Tune in next week to learn more about Bevan's cocaine addiction.
Thought was keeping that under wraps. Also joining us today, Ashley Hobley.
Boy, I'm excited to be here.
Oh my god! I will admit the amount of puns that. I'm not getting bored of them yet.
No.
The boy jokes
And all the
boy puns.
dad jokes.
And the dad jokes and the memes and everything.
I slightly am.
Really?
I don't know. When I was playing God of War, I was like, all right, Kratos, just, be nicer to the kid, man. Just stop calling him boy. He has a name. It's a shit
How
name.
far are you, bud?
What is the what's his name, Ciaran?
Atreus? Boom!
Boom! I don't really want to talk about God of War much today because there's been enough of that. But since you wasn't here last week, how far are you, Ciaran, without spoilers? If you
not
could guess.
far enough.
How many hours?
4 or 5.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
I've not, because it's
You
frustrating.
need to do something about Overwatch.
No, it's not even Overwatch, right?
Sure.
It's just because I'm playing it on my TV, and for some reason every time I sit on that couch I fall asleep. I watch football, I do something else, and then I don't play God of War. And the part of me that wants to play God of War is you're not playing it in anything but 4K. It's not 4K, but you're not playing it anything but on that TV. And so it's just frustrating. I need to force myself to sit down for the weekend at some point. When I'm
What do you mean it's not 4K?
I thought it was. Oh, no, it is. Sorry. Shut up. Leave me alone. I don't do shows. It is 4K. Yeah, no, it definitely is. So
my favourite thing about when Ciaran realises he says something wrong, it's the little whispers of his inner monologue. Oh God.
Yep.
Leave me alone.
Let's keep going. And you talk to yourself. There was it was on early late nights the other day when I started the show and it was the wrong slide.
What slide was it? I missed this one. Luckily,
so I had done a promo trailer for the Avengers thing as one of
discussion.
A review discussion. I did
Went
that
really well.
Yeah, I did that. I did that as one of the clips that I played throughout the show. And I thought I changed a different slide to have the Avengers image in the background, but I changed the introduction slide. So there's me, the starting opening, scene roll, credits roll, gets to me, I click on it, and there's this moment of just dumbstruck shit just on my face. And I carry on, and while I'm talking, I quickly change it because I know where it should be in the same folder to change it, but yeah.
Twitch.tv/Explosion
Network.
As Michael likes to point out in the chat all the time,
Yes.
it's worth every $1 he pays.
Yes.
Tuesday and Fridays.
Tuesday, Friday,
sarcasm,
6:30.
but
if you want to see the live stuff that sometimes gets cut out in the VODs.
my current goal is to have Michael actually mean that one day.
No, but in God of War, I just got to just after you met the dwarf that upgrades your axe and shit.
Whoa,
okay.
Jeez.
So it's not that far in.
I don't think that's a
Scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You've
started the
I
game.
need to
Well
get
done.
into it. I need to get
started
into it.
the game.
I have. I got the Super Saiyan fight's pretty cool. I was pretty pumped about that fight.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like Dragon Ball Z.
Did you get any further, Ash?
What?
I don't know if that's a spoiler.
I don't know.
I'm going
You
to
can
say
bleep
it.
it.
God
The
damn
fact
it!
that you
They
said
made
it-
do work.
Boy.
Well, let's not talk about it anymore because I've bleeped it. I have not had the chance to play anymore, but after talking to Nick, I'm pretty much on the road towards the finish. So as soon as I get some time, maybe tonight, I'll finish it. I think I'm only a couple hours off. And then the road to the platinum is...
Long and arduous
Maybe.
from the sound of it.
Yeah, it's like I want to do it, but do I want to do it straight away or... Don't know, depends.
At least you don't have
Alright.
a difficulty one to go through.
Yeah, no, fuck that thing. The PS Plus games for May have been announced. The games coming next month to your handy console for free if you play for PS Plus are Beyond Two Souls, Rayman Legends, and then on PS3, Risen 3, Eat Them, and on Vita, King Oddball and Furmins? Fuck, I don't know. What do you think about the titles? Have you played any of these, and which one do you think is the best? And if you haven't played Beyond Two Souls or Rayman, are you excited about playing either of these things?
Is Rayman Legends the first of the Rayman platformers?
I think it's the second.
Okay.
No,
I'm
Rayman,
not 100%
Rayman
sure.
I'm not
Legends
sure.
is like the weird ones that came out. Like they're the good ones, but they're not.
Yeah,
like
there's two of them,
They're
though.
not like they're not remakes or anything. They're like separate.
No.
games. They're not
There's
like the
side-scrolling
OGs.
platforms. There's two
Yeah.
of them, though. I played one on my Vita, but I can't remember which one's which. No, I don't think it really matters. It's
No,
like
they're both good though. I'm glad, they're using PlayStation Plus for the reason that I wanted them to use Games for Gold and PS Plus to like hype up a game that's being released that month. Like, do stuff like this where if you've got X game by X developer coming out, release another, like give another game in Games for Gold or PS Plus. Let's just pretend I don't, and I've just,
saying all these Xbox things a bit too
I
much
am,
again, Ciaran.
and I'm just like I'm on a single show. I'm not on a multicultural show now.
What?
Don't know if that's... what are you saying about Ash?
I know I'm here to fill a quota, but
We're not all just straight up white guys. We had to bring Ash in to fill a slot.
I'm only 50% as well. So.
And then Ciaran has to call it out.
Yep.
Fucking racist.
Yep.
So no, I'm
How do you even mix up those words? Multicultural? How do you even do that?
it's all a bit. No, I'm glad they're using PS
It's
Plus
not.
to promote a developer. Like they're using Beyond Two Souls to really hype up Detroit.
Promote Detroit.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is your point?
That's my point. I've got there. We went on a journey together. We went up the mountain, and we've got to the point of realization, people.
Yep. Ever since they put Donald Trump in office, that mountain of racism's very low to get over.
No, help.
Ash, you excited about any of these?
I've already got Beyond Two Souls, but
Have you
Rayman
played it,
Legends
though?
would be fun.
Remind me, was there a different version of Beyond Two Souls you had to get like the alternate version of the game where
Yeah, the PS4 version, because the PS3 version was the PS3 version. And then when they brought out PS4, you could do the play it in chronological.
Chronological.
I thought you
Okay.
had to finish the game before you could do the chronological.
Fuck, I don't know. That sounds like something stupid they'd probably do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of wanting to play it, but part of me, because you talk to people that like the game, they're like, no, you've got to play it how the director saw it originally. I'm like,
That's
yeah, but
probably true.
it sounds stupid.
So you said you've got it, Ash. Did you?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
No,
though?
it was like on a sale. Just
It was like on a sale.
I brought it on a sale also
like
because
$8 or something.
yeah, I think I probably.
I mean,
probably
you're just
brought
losing money if you don't buy it then.
No, when you get it for free later on.
I think we probably brought it at the same sale because I'm pretty sure I was thinking the other day. I'm like, I think I only paid like $10 for it, so $8 sounds about right.
Yeah.
But I brought it because I played it on PS3 and was like, oh, I wouldn't mind actually playing through that game again because I legit enjoyed it. It was my first David Cage game though. I never played Heavy Rain.
Oh.
So
Have you gone back and played it since?
yeah, I tried to play it on stream back when we started, and I got an hour in and went, "This is fucking boring as all shit," and I stopped playing it.
Well, the first
Yeah,
hour
so-
sucks of that game. The first hour is terrible of that game, but it gets like much better.
Child.
Don't care.
Jason!
That was all boring.
Jason!
That was all boring. It was a big
Jason!
joke. I got sick of that, so I turned it off. Beyond Two Souls though, I quite enjoy.
You sound like
Kratos
somebody else
mod
on
for that game would be good.
Kratos was- boy.
boy.
Not big spoilers for God of War, but there is a moment in the game that's legit like that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, there was. Yep.
There is a moment, and it's all I could think about. So Beyond Two Souls, I think Beyond Two Souls is a good game. I think it's got interesting premise to it. I didn't mind that the timeline flicked back and forth because I could understand what was going on. Its story is completely bonkers once you think about it. Like what she goes through, she's like, it's like at one stage you see all this in the trailer. It's like she's a street girl, she's living on the street. There's other parts in her life where she's like part of like a special ops like fucking training mission like stuff, and you play through like when she's a little girl at birthday parties and stuff. Like it follows her from all types of weird life. There's a part where you like go to live with a bunch of like Native Americans and smoke some hot weed in the bush. I don't know, like do drugs. All sorts of weird stuff goes on in that game. Good performances though from Ellen Page and William Dafoe.
It is Willem Dafoe, isn't it? Okay, I can remember. Did you just correct Dylan? Is that what I just heard?
What?
Did you just correct Dylan?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine.
You just
Carry on.
You're hearing things.
I just heard you.
my
No,
God.
that's fine.
You're
Carry on,
so
show.
desperate to hear people criticize
Carry on,
Dylan.
show.
You're
Yes,
imagining.
I am. I feast on it. It makes me happy.
It's very easy to criticize you when you say cultural.
Multicultural.
That's behind us now,
Multicultural.
guys. That's in our past.
It's literally 5 minutes ago,
No. The present is here now because it's
and it's on the podcast forever.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
This
I
is
know
going to
the
be a
editor.
clip that we clip out for the
I know.
on Twitter.
No.
Yeah, if I don't
No,
cut that part out as one of
No.
the videos, then
No,
I'm
I
doing
know.
something
I know
wrong.
the editor of this show. He'll
We'll go
cut it.
viral.
He'll do me a deal.
We'll go
deal.
viral.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll trade him some porg confectionery in exchange.
Confectionery.
Confectionery. Yeah.
You think I want to eat pork?
Yeah, you just want to eat those little things out. You know, just.
Nope, you got my whole
don't know
situation about
Dylan at
pork
all.
completely backwards. Yeah, that ain't Dylan at all. The other game, Rayman. I don't know which one it is, but that's also a fun
Yeah,
game.
the
Whatever.
second one.
The second one, is it?
It is the
Okay,
second
I haven't
one.
played that one then, so that's more exciting because I wasn't sure which one it is. That's cool. They're both good games. Well, I assume Rayman, the second one's as good as the first one, and the first one was really good. So there you go.
Yeah.
All these other games, PS3 games, Vita games, who really fucking cares at this stage? Are we right or are we right? No one cares.
Yeah.
King Oddball,
PS4,
whatever.
PS3 and PS
I just
Vita
kinda
games
wish-
are kind of having a slow death.
I wish they hadn't been like you've got a year. I wish they'd just been like, hey, next month we're not doing it anymore.
No, they can't do that because there's still a bunch of people that giving notice and giving a year means that anyone that month when they put the news out that bought a year, was buying a year thinking they was getting PS3 games still, knew. Like, okay, so I've got a year. So then when it drops off in a year from now, anyone's not getting fucked over. There's no reason for anyone to get angry in a year because they put out so
they
much
will.
fourth time.
They will be angry because it's the
Well, they
internet.
probably will still be
I'm
angry,
pretty
but
sure they're not going to be angry after the number of shit games they're putting out. Like,
we all joke, but I guarantee there's still people that are loving those. Like, there's probably still people out there with just PS3s that don't have PS4s yet. They're living off these PS3 Plus games. It sounds ridiculous, but it's probably a thing.
Probably for different life circumstances, I suppose.
Yeah. Less privileged people. You know?
Say amen. That's all
All
we gotta
three of us with our white privilege.
Well, except for okay. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
What is this show?
Alright, moving on to another story. Tacoma is coming to PS4 on May 8th and adding developer commentary. This is the game from the people that brought you Gone Home. Fulbright.
Tacoma.
Fulbright. It was an Xbox timed exclusive, it seems. I don't know. Anyway, it was an Xbox exclusive up until this point. I did write a review for it last year when it came to Xbox and said, exploring and learning about Tacoma's world and the crew was a lot of fun. I was always interested to learn more, to turn over every object in someone's room, to pilfer someone's locker, to judge their book collection. This is the harder Tacoma. Fulbright succeeds in what it did so well with Gone Home again, with some fantastic writing and environmental storytelling. And I gave it a 7 out of 10. But the most important question is, will it have a platinum when it comes to PS4? If it does, I'll happily play it again. If not,
I think it'd be
Any of you
funny
interested
if
in
it
playing
doesn't
this?
have a platinum. I'm not too interested in it, but I'll laugh with the public outrage of the small communities that we're a part of that was like, why doesn't Gone Home have a platinum?
I didn't think Gone Home needed a platinum,
No.
but when so many games like My Name Is Mayor has a platinum, you do get a legit argument as to why Gone Home didn't have a platinum. Because the bar is set lower. You've had a choice to play this because you own an Xbox, obviously.
Yes.
Ciaran, so you could have played it by now if you cared to.
could've.
Ash, do you care about playing this?
No, there's no sudden urge. I don't think it
No
was like
sudden
a
urge?
massive critical hit, was it?
It got varied reviews,
Yeah.
The thing was,
Everything
it
from
had
around
that
the-
weird staggered kind of release. So because it came out in PC a lot longer before it came to Xbox. So anybody who had
No, it was out the same day.
was it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I can always that's fine. Maybe I'm getting it confused with another game. That's cool.
Yep, trust me, because I reviewed it.
Did you?
At explosionnetwork.com.
Xboxnetwork.com.
Righto, Dylan. Just make
If
the
it was
audience think that you do
was
research
a-
before you review something. Pfft.
It's crazy, right? Who does research? Who does research? I just read that entire quote of my review out of my head. I didn't even take notes. or
You know,
anything.
because you just drink it in. You have a book beside your bed of just like all your reviews and stuff, and you just flip through those before you go to sleep.
Well, you know, whatever helps me get to sleep. Whatever works. Did you play Gone Home, Ash?
No.
It was free on PS Plus.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
free on PS Plus. Just haven't got around to it.
You should play it.
You at least
be
downloaded it when
interested.
it was free on PS Plus, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Did you play it, Ciaran?
Yes, I did.
You like it?
I loved it. It was very good.
Well, the first question is, when did you play it?
I played it. It wasn't that long ago. It was like some point. I think it was like May last year, maybe. It was. I didn't do it when all that random hype came out about it.
Yeah, because
Where-
most people, when they play it, they're like, "Oh, it's not as good as I thought it was," because they the game was so hyped up, and then expectations are so high for some people.
Yeah, I knew what to expect for the game, so it wasn't due. I wish I didn't go in with that feeling of. I know a lot of people who went in completely blind had that feeling of, is this game going to be a horror game, and had that jumpiness, which I kind of wish I had that feeling for my first playthrough, but
I had that.
yeah.
That's because I think I've told this story like a couple times.
Yep.
on some
You
different
have indeed.
podcasts. Yeah, but it's so funny that I literally opened Steam one day. Could you look at the profile, the image of that game? It's like a house. It's called Gone Home. You read this, so a girl goes home and mysteries. I'm like, okay, this is a horror game. Definitely a horror game. Just randomly start playing it before there's even reviews out. So, I was in at the perfect time. Playing that game like it is a horror game when there's like fucking lightning flashing outside and shit, and you don't know. Perfect. Perfect. All right. The biggest story coming out of this past week, though, was the official final announcement of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was finally officially announced with a trailer, a press event, which people got hands-on with the gameplay, and a collector's edition was also announced. This comes after many leaks following the initial title being leaked on the subway about 2 years ago, which is the start of this entire thing, and hilarious to think about. And even after the title got leaked, we still had before the trailer came out, before the trailer dropped, the trailer leaked. Before the collector's edition got announced, the collector's edition got leaked. Before they even announced the press event, that got leaked.
It's a sieve.
Literally
This
everything
game
about
is
this game has
horrible.
been leaked.
It's really
It is-
bad.
PR team needs to be shot.
Shot!
Just
shot
shot.
might be-
Just
Good
holy
lord.
crap.
Like maybe just in the foot.
Nobody let Ashley be the head of a PR team, please, because the moment something went wrong, there'd be killings.
Death, apparently.
death.
Only 4 things. 4 massive things.
4 massive things. As I said when I spoke about this on early late nights, it was the amount of stuff that has been leaked about this game is freaking ridiculous, and it's getting to the point where you kind of like, is Square Enix doing this like on purpose? Are they doing it? No, and it's like it's just
No. That's
mean-
bad.
Are we going to take bets on if it's going to break streak date?
You know, a game hasn't broken Straight Deck for a long, long
No,
time. I
it's
was
been a
thinking
while.
this
Yeah.
only the other week. There was a period of time where I swear all the big releases would all break Street Date. And then I saw a tweet when God of War was coming out on Twitter somewhere. Someone's like tweeting at EB Games like, it's been a while since the games break Street Date. How about that God of War? Like, That's true. It has been a while. So, if any game's going to break street date this year, I suppose putting it on Tomb Raider would be a smart bet if you're going to have one.
Well, it needs something going for it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
No, it's just... I think I'm just really marred by the catastrophe that was Rise of the Tomb Raider's initial Xbox release. I think because I super love that game, but it didn't get the hype it deserved because of the promotion for that game, because of almost, I don't like the timed exclusive deal kind of shat all over it. And then they released it the same day as Fallout 4, which was fucking ridiculous. Whoever thought that was a good idea is a complete idiot.
Well, what we know so far is their marketing team is not very good at anything, including keeping the information inside their own doors, or even doing good stuff with the information.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just, and the Rise of the Tomb Raider having that dark beginning, and I had such a broken experience with that game because I kept coming back to it after playing something else. I'd always take breaks. That I'm just sour on this game. I really hope it's good because the 2 reboots Tomb Raider so far have been really good. But it's just they just need to pull their heads in and get some proper work done on this game and actually build it properly.
My history with the rebooted Tomb Raider is got really pumped for the original Tomb Raider reboot. Got the collectors and pre-ordered it, played it. I think I beat it in 3 days. Loved it. Thought it was amazing. When they were talking about Rise coming out, the sequel, got super pumped. Super excited. Can't wait. So excited. Xbox exclusive. I wasn't angry because I understand. I'm not a baby and I understand business. So I wasn't one of the people on the internet yelling at, fuck you, Xbox, you fucking take my game away from me, blah, 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 blah. It was I'm disappointed because I won't be able to play that, because at the time I didn't have an Xbox. So I was sad that I wouldn't be able to play it, but at the same time I understood the business behind it and how it all happened. I didn't think it was going to be good for Tomb Raider from the get-go. I didn't think it was going to be good for that game at all. And they proved that right when they announced it was going to come out next to Fallout, and the game just went to shit. And I kind of just stood back from the sidelines going, shaking my head just...
I remember going to the midnight release in Japan for Fallout 4, and people went to the midnight release and were like, hey, can we grab Tomb Raider as well? And you're like... Yeah,
people were doing that at mine.
Why do you want to grab Tomb Raider? What's the point when you have Fallout 4 to play?
Here I am picking up my giant fuck-off Pip-Boy. And
here I'm picking up my Pip-Boy box. And I'm going to walk around the wasteland wearing this on my wrist with my phone.
Did it once. Then it sat on the shelf. It looks cool on the shelf, though. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's got a nice stand. Good job, Bethesda. But and then the thing is, right, that game then had a second opportunity to re-hype itself, to give it a second life on PlayStation. And I feel what did it come out against? I can't even remember, but they fucked it up again. They fucked it up again. Instead of coming out with a bang, it was like a wet fart. It was just not good. It came out next to a Watch Dogs or an Assassin's Creed or something. Yeah. Something along those lines that I remember. Because I remember when they announced it was coming to PS4, I was like, yes, finally. Gonna play the fucking game. Really, really pumped. Can't wait. Or the VR maybe. Or something. It was something. It was something big. Hey?
There was a VR mode in Rise.
Yeah, but I think that maybe they added on the, released it on the, I don't know. But
yeah,
they're like, oh, it's finally going to come out. And I can't remember what game it is. I think Ash is trying to work it out.
Yeah.
They announced it. And the game that it came out against is the game I got, not Tomb Raider. Because it had been so long. I'd read stuff about it. It was just kind of whatever. I was like, oh, I'll get to it eventually, but the hype that I had for it is kind of just drowned out of me right now, and I'm more excited for this brand new game that hasn't been talked about heaps and hasn't been overflowed my head with information yet. So I got that instead, whatever it is. Ash will figure it out in a minute for me. So I got that instead. I picked it up on sale for $18 a couple months back, something along those lines. Was like, finally, yes, Shadow or whatever I think at the time I did know it was Shadow, because the title leaked. So I was like, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is probably going to be coming out within the next year, I guess. I should probably finally play Rise. Brought it. But then again, it's still just all these new games coming out, When am I going to find the time to fit in to play this? When am I going to find the time for it? I finally, only a couple weeks ago, put in an hour into it on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed it somewhat. I wasn't overly impressed. It's still a Lara I like, but I found the first hour just a bit too much of ridiculousness. It was like, she's over here, car crash. There's like someone get in a car, helicopter crashed into a jeep, like flown down a mountain, fucking mountains going everywhere, exploding. I was like, people act like Uncharted games are too over the top at the start, like where the train's falling off the cliff. I'm like, the start of Uncharted 2 makes this all seem very realistic, really. This is quite excessive. But with Shadow finally announced, I would put Rise on the top of the pile of, if I have time, I definitely need to go back and at least finish this. At least try to finish it. Did you find the title?
Mafia 3 came out October 7th, the week before, and then Gears of War 4 came out the same day as well.
It was Mafia then, I guess,
Yeah,
because
I
I
guess so.
got the collector's edition. I got the collector's edition for Mafia, and I platinumed that game in like a week. So, yeah, that would have been taking up all my time leading up till Tomb Raider, because I got the collector's edition for that. So that was probably it. Like, I pre-ordered Mafia 3, $200 collector's edition, whatever the hell it was. I'm like, do I have money to spend on Rise of Tomb Raider? No, I've got this collector's edition I've spent all my money on, so I haven't got to it. With Shadow, I've seen the screenshots. I've read Lana Pierce's preview on IGN. Sounds like Tomb Raider. Sounds fine. Sounds like more of the stuff. It's really just dependent on the story, I guess. I watched the trailer. Pretty shit trailer, to be honest. Didn't do anything for me.
No.
What do you think?
I was disappointed because we initially got the screenshots that were leaked or were released for it, and they looked really terrible. And then, yeah, we got the trailer, and I'm just... I feel like I know they've tried to stretch out Lara's beginning into like a 3-game trilogy. Like it's her, this is her final where she fully fulfills herself as a Tomb Raider. But I kind of wish they hadn't done that. I don't know. I
like the way they're talking about it. So they're talking about it being that, so she's dealing with her like all the people she's killed and her dark side that she's gathered over these last few games. She's supposed to be dealing with her inner dark side in this game and become a bit of an addiction addict chasing after her father's killer or something along those lines, which kind of ties it back to that emotional stuff they tried to do in the first game where they had that really cool scene where she got so upset about killing that first person, but then proceeded just to a minute later run along and kill 50 dudes. Yeah. So it's kind of coming back to that sort of trying to hit on the same sort of stuff. Can they pull it off better in this game? We'll find out, I guess. Yeah. But yeah.
It's interesting for me because I'd like to see what changes they make with the gameplay aspect of the game, because I loved, like, they continued to grow in Rise of the Tomb Raider. They grew the tombs and started to use more tombs in the game, in the actual story progression. And the puzzles were fantastic, and they were my favorite part of the original Tomb Raider series. And I was glad they were making more of a show. But then at the same time, I got really over, you do a story section and then you come to like a mini open world map. And you run around, you do stuff in this mini open world map. You run through another story section, you come to another mini world open map. And I was just getting to the point where I was like, this is cool, but this is not entirely what I want from Tomb Raider. This is not...
You want a more linear experience?
Yeah, and I know they're trying to make the game almost... I think they're trying to steer it away from being the female version of Uncharted, even though...
It's still going to get that comparison.
Yeah.
Anyway, even though it's back the fuck, but it's just it's funny anyway.
Yeah. They're always going to be like, oh, and Tomb Raider's just trying to copy Uncharted, and you're like, well, yes and no, but
it's like Uncharted was inspired by Tomb Raider, but then it's very obvious that the rebooted Tomb Raider is inspired by Uncharted.
Yeah.
So it's come full circle.
Yeah, exactly.
To a stage.
But I still don't mind even like a linear experience that's once the bigger open world maps are just one giant tomb. I'd like that. Like, if you like, because the original Tomb Raiders, the tombs are almost like Zelda temples in many ways, that you would, run around the tomb and do different puzzles to get through it and fight dinosaurs and bears and tigers and shit. And it frustrates me when everything has to end up with generic bad guy enemy. that I don't care about and I instantly hate, that I'm like, why does this, there's always the generic white guy, bad guy.
Yeah, there was that. I don't know if he was, because he was kind of half.
I was in the
stream
stream still when you got to that part of the game.
But when I meet the bad guy the first time, it's
Yep.
just like crew cut, typical like
military
dude,
guy.
army bro, like military dude or whatever. The haircut, the way he speaks, everything is just like stereotypical like dude who just comes in and I'm like, okay, you're the bad guy, I guess. Like,
because I even
cool.
liked the start of the Tomb Raider, like the reboot, because the enemy in that one started off really interesting because they met the random dude and like were around the campfire with him and he kidnaps a friend and whatever.
Yeah.
I liked how that started because I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then he quickly just turned into generic crazy white guy. And it's like, with thugs, and you're like, oh, okay.
The last boss battle in the original Tomb Raider game was
Garbage.
The new one they're talking about, apparently the person you're chasing after is the person who killed her father or something along those lines, apparently. So
Yeah.
that's like her emotional drive for it. How far did you get in Rise Ash?
I think I got like halfway. I think.
And
I'm
what
not
made you
100%
stop?
certain. When they got to the locals.
You don't like the locals?
No, they got to the locals. Oh, why did I stop?
Yes.
So I started playing in February last year, and then a big game came out in March.
Yeah. Was it
Horizon?
Horizon?
Yep, that's what happened.
Fair enough. I can understand. Would you? Are you thinking about going back before
Yeah.
this?
Maybe after God of War.
And
Yeah.
maybe
And-
after Detroit, if you like Detroit.
Yeah, and
then-
maybe I want to go back and
lot.
finish.
Detroit
Ni no
will be a
Kuni.
lot shorter. Detroit will be a lot shorter than God of War.
Yeah.
So.
But Detroit will have replayability.
Nah.
Yeah, it could be really short if you kill all your people in the first.
Yeah, just fucking
I'll do it. I'll say I finished it. Kill them all. I finished the game,
boom.
guys.
Speed record, speed run.
Speedrun. Speedrun all kills.
It's like those people that were trying to see how there was like a speedrunning thing when the end of Club Penguin was announced, where they were trying to see random offshoot. There was speedrunning in Club Penguin to see from the sign up an account screen how quickly you could get your account banned. And people were like actually speedrunning this, and there were records and everything.
Wow. Sure.
Yeah. Good on you. Rip Club Penguin.
Penguins in Shadow of Tomb Raider, maybe.
I hope so. I hope
I
we
don't
get
know.
to shoot the
It
little
looks like
fuckers.
it's set in South America. I don't think there's any penguins in South America.
That we know of, she could go elsewhere.
She'll go elsewhere.
That's
There's the trend.
That's not true. The last couple of games have all been set in the one place.
You haven't played Rise of the Tomb Raider enough then.
Okay.
Got him.
They're all
Got
in the
him.
same place. Jeez,
Well, I think
spoilers,
in the
Ciaran.
preview it said they started off in like the Day of the Dead before going to like shooting off to the jungle somewhere or wherever they was doing the preview. Like it jotted them around a couple of different places,
So they'll be in
different
Mexico.
sections of the game in Mexico.
Mexico.
All right. Move on to the next thing. Bit of a discussion point to throw at you, handsome lads.
Oh. That's year 5 Never Long Bottom to you, thank you.
I'll tell you. I forgot exactly what it was. Battle Royale modes. We haven't actually talked about this yet.
No.
So, they're taking the gaming scene by storm, in case you haven't noticed. And there's been rumors that Battlefield and COD Blops 4 are apparently going to be getting them in their next iterations.
Mm-hmm.
What? And there's like 16 different ones in with trailers and gameplay footage at the moment, with a bunch of different names, different companies working on them. Everything from Cliffy B's to some studio you've never heard of is making a fucking Battle Royale game. The question is, what do you think a game needs to do to iterate on the Battle Royale formula to make it actually worthwhile and in the competition for Fortnite and PUBG? And 2, what franchise, if any, do you think could actually benefit or use well a PUBG mode? And do you actually think Call of Duty would be fun with one?
No. Because anything
That was a very
anything-
definite no.
anything that Call of Duty generally does just is very cookie cutter, very bland, nothing special to it. The game, and look, on early late nights, I have a soft rule where I've semi banned me talking about freaking Battle Royale games because every time I go hunting through for news stories and stuff, every news outlet has so many goddamn Battle Royale stories on their freaking in their articles and stuff. Just frustrates the shit out of me. But the only game I can think of that I think would be interesting, or a game like it, would be if For Honor came out with a Battle Royale.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
you want to run 100 samurais and whatever?
100 samurais and fucking ninjas and Roman Spartans and shit. How cool would that be?
And then you run up to someone and you like lock into that combat mode where you've got to slowly take each other down.
Well, with a better system, but like, you know, a more, not just something completely different. Something that's more a different combat style, because they're all, you know, they're all roughly the same. The only one that interested me, like, that even caught my attention was the Cliffy B one, Radical Heights, that came out, because that had an interesting take on the system where you could earn money in games and then save that money for future games and stuff like that. Which I thought was an interesting thing, because the big thing that the PUBG games were originally built on was, you know, this is all supposed to be for, you know, one time, one map, and then you restart fresh every time. So I like that they took that in a different direction. I'm not smart enough to think of a better way of doing Battle Royale games. Like, just looking at it gives me it hurts sometimes.
Well, I hate to spoil it, but you're going to be looking at a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
of Battle
no, I'm
Royales.
going to be looking at them for a very long time.
Yeah.
And
E3's coming up.
yeah, no, and it's harder and harder for me to, like, you know, I try and avoid it on early late nights, but I still talk about them because there's still news to be spoken. But
Ash?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard not to compare it to like the MOBA scene where it's only like Dota and League of Legends for so long, but then Heroes of the Storm obviously came in with the backing of Blizzard. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that only really survived because of the properties it was based on, and there wouldn't be
That's
any.
a good
any-
comparison to
Yeah.
bring up, I think, because there was a stage there where 1,000,001 people were trying to make MOBA games.
Yeah.
There was a DC-based one. There was all sorts of different
Lord
ones.
of the
Then you got
Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, there was. I tried that out as well. There's what's the Smite? Smite survives, of course, but
Yeah.
like it's like a couple survive of this storm of MOBAs.
Paladins.
Paladins, yeah, that was a thing. There was that one made by BioWare or somewhere like that. There was, I can't remember what the fuck that was called. It was free to play. It was on PS4 as well, but that was one as well. Everyone had to have their hat in the MOBA ring at one stage, and everyone threw their hats in, and then a couple survived, I guess. And we could very well see the same sort of situation happen over the next 12 months, I guess, where you get all these games coming out. But I suppose the difference is that all the MOBAs were free to play. I don't think any of them ever cost money. It's just like free to play, free to play, free to play. Some of these, the variation in price points for these are like PUBG costs money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that. It is a game you have to actually buy. Fortnite, which is, as far as I'm concerned, taken the #1 spot from PUBG
it
easily
definitely has now.
over the last month. Kind of done a whole switcheroo there. That one is free to play.
Yeah.
And it's
But
the
there
#1
is
like most.
there's so much like dripping in microtransactions and crap, clearly getting you to pay money, and you know, it worries me with that game because you read stories about with Fortnite, with Epic Games, and how terrible they are with accounts getting hacked or just their lack of support. I actually got an email the other day while I was streaming. Got an email the other day while I was streaming Portal that was
Someone
like,
trying to get into my account.
hey, somebody's trying to access your Epic account, Epic Games account. And I was like, right, I'll try and get into it and fix that. But it was locked, so I was just like, whatever, and kept playing Portal on stream.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at mine because I'm like, who fucking cares?
Well, I do semi because one of mine's because it's connected to my PlayStation and stuff. So I'm like, PlayStation, you're not great with getting hacked yourselves. So
They're a lot better these days. At least I know if someone tried to hack my PlayStation, I'd get a message, two-factor authentication.
oh my god, are you okay?
Authentication. Fuck me.
You know what
That
would
would
make
be
me
on.
eat my hat if it came out with a Battle Royale game?
Now that you've said you'd eat your hat for something, I hope it happens.
Fucking Overwatch.
What type of hat?
Overwatch. Yeah.
If
fucking of
Overwatch
course it
came
would.
out with like a Battle Royale game, I'd be like...
When you were saying before, when you're like, if there's one franchise that can do it, I'm like, oh, fucking here we go. It's
No,
gonna be
it wasn't
Overwatch.
Overwatch. No.
Ooh,
I don't
fucking
like the
Overwatch.
idea of it. I know I'd play it, but... I think the sheer thing is with Blizzard, I think they could probably make anything work as long as they attach the right of their IPs to it, just because
Yeah.
Blizzard fans are crazy and they don't really, like, they'll just, chase something
I can't
down.
remember what podcast I was listening to. It might have been like Beyond or something like that. They were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, saying how Battlefield shouldn't do it because it's like a franchise built on like slow paced, like unlike COD, which is very fast, like run in team deathmatch is the prominent way to play. Battlefield games are more known for their sit back, work as a team, blah 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 blah. And as I was listening to that, I'm like, well, no, because you could have a battle royale mode where it's squad based in Battlefield, and they could add objectives into the map as you play. Like, imagine playing a battle royale mode where it's like, okay, here's the objective. Because if you haven't played any, say in PUBG, sometimes these crates will get dropped overhead, which have like special weapons in them or like really great gear. And most of the time, if you're shit like us, you just ignore it because the good players are going to go there and they'll kill you and take the gear from it. But they're the only time an objective pops into the map that would make a player purposely move towards something on the map. They could have a mode built around constantly having to purposely make you, like force you. You have to go fight for this or else you're just going to lose. You have to go fight for this objective in some sort of way. And I think that could be interesting. That's a interesting swing up for me. Like, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what the maps are. I don't really care what the weapons are. I'm looking for a battle royale mode where it has you constantly on the fly, objective based, trying to do something, not just simply survive. Like survive or kill people.
Have you
It
heard
needs to
about
elevate.
the meteor that's currently in Fortnite?
Yes, I have, but it's like people sitting on rooftops just staring at it
Just
or
staring at
whatever.
it, but
yeah.
then they trolled people because everybody was waiting in one area of the map for the meteors in game.
Yeah, and they kept killing him.
And
something.
yeah, they kept like just dropping meteors on their head, just killing players because of it.
Yeah,
Just
it's hilarious.
fuck you. It's pretty great.
But they're doing waste. Like, look at the two different variations between PUBG and Fortnite with what they're doing at the moment. Fortnite has this giant meteor in the sky, having people on Reddit and forums and whatever else going, wonder what it could be. It could be this, like what's coming, blah blah blah, new mode, new map, etc., kind of doing that way. It's like fan-driven promotion for the game, like on internet and stuff. PUBG's latest promotion was, we'll send to media and big press outlets a loot crate box with fucking whatever, a camo thing, whatever it's called thing, and that's how we're going to promote the new map. It's just, it's very different to me, the way Fortnite's like, we're free to play and we're letting everyone just promote our game. We've got the #1 streamer in the world right now streaming it, just promoting it for free. We got fucking rap stars promoting it for free. We don't need to spend a single dime. We're just going to stick a meteor in the sky, tease something, everyone promote the game for free. PUBG's like putting on these huge like spectacle esports arena events for it, and sending out all this stuff to media outlets. It's just I can see PUBG at the way it's going currently, and especially if a battle royale game comes out in the next 12 months, and there's probably going to be several announced at E3. I can see PUBG really falling off that cliff fast at the moment.
The thing that's crazy for me, and it was a crazy idea to even think about, was that so Fortnite's most recent, probably biggest event broke the highest concurrent viewership on Twitch. So, and all the event was them watching Ninja, the biggest streamer of Fortnite and on Twitch.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was in Las Vegas. The Luxor was opening up their new esports arena, and it was just watching Ninja go up against all these high profile Fortnite players, and if he won, money got donated to charity, or the money goes into the players for winning games, and they were in heats and stuff. And it's crazy that really this event was all wrapped around one person, and it breaks, it has the highest concurrent viewers, which was like 667,000 people watching all at the same time. Yep. It's going to crazy heights, and that slightly worries me because it means there's a lot more saturation coming in that market. But
definitely, there's going to be a hell of a lot of it.
It's like the superhero movies of gaming.
There'll be more more Battle Royale games than superhero movies in the next 12 months. Take that.
You're going to get all the crappy Facebook ads. They're going to be like, hey, come try the new greatest Battle Royale game on mobile.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people in the park of, why would you bother making one? Like, there's already 2 people doing it really great. There's no point. That's not the way to look at it.
No.
There's going to be an oversaturation, but at the same time, it's like when Team Deathmatch was invented, how many fucking people were like, we're putting Team Deathmatch, we're going to do Team Deathmatch, but millions of Team Deathmatch. And now
open world games. Open world games.
Blah, 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 blah. So, of course, this new mode comes out that's really popular, and it is new, fresh, exciting. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it hasn't reached a peak of how it could be done well yet. It's still just like working it out at the moment. It's very new.
Yep.
So of course there's just going to be so many people putting out the games at the moment, and it's, as a consumer, if most of these games are going to be free to play, it's not really hurting you to try them. If they're free to play, it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you to look at them. This is more of a worry for developers. Like, if you're a developer, the decision to go, I want to put time, effort and money into making a Battle Royale mode is, do you really have something new to say? Do you have something interesting to do? Do you think you can be up there battling with the big guys? If not, just stay away from it. But at the same time, as a consumer, I think it's going to be interesting to see a bunch of people battle it out. And then by the end of it, I think we'll have a champion of some sort, or the mode will get iterated on many times, and it will be interesting, because it is an interesting mode that I think needs a lot of work.
There's not many negatives for us as consumers, because competition, that brews innovation and creativity. So, it's going to end up with us having the best possible game for that style, for that genre, is going to come out of it at some point, and that's fine. That's really good. That's what you want. You don't want people to look at, games and be like, yeah, there's already those 2. Let's not do this.
Let's not try and make it better ever.
There's probably many games that you love to date that you think is the greatest of that genre that developers could have looked at and been like, you know what? There's already these 2 games in the genre that are doing it great. Let's not worry about that.
Yeah.
Always, there's always space. Gaming, it's a big place.
Gaming, it's a big place.
It's a big place. Big place. Ciaran Marshall.
2018.
Put it on your gaming box. Put it on your console release. Just, shout out to you, boy.
Got any last thoughts on this, Ash?
I have 3 games I want to pitch.
Okay, I'm excited.
Friday the 13th. You can't escape. It's just whoever's the last person living.
Wait, is that 100 people plus?
Probably not 100.
99 plus Jason.
Jason? Like, one Jason has to kill everybody?
Yeah, but you can turn on your fellow man, and maybe you turn off, you can kill each other again.
You just want a really big, more evolved version of the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
With more loot and stuff to get. More than a walkie-talkie and a map.
Yep.
You can get guns.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure, I'm down.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll give that one a yes.
Yep.
All right. What's the next one?
Mario Kart Battle Mode.
Okay, pitch it to me. Yep.
Yeah, 100 people. You all got 3 balloons. You got to drive around and get rid of each other, I guess. Think about it. You'd all be spawned around the points with the little...
3 balloons. Fuck, that's...
I'm giving that one a...
The thing is, there's not enough characters. Everybody's going to be playing dupes.
Yeah,
there's many different colours of the rainbow for them Yoshis.
It's Nintendo, so you all have to be Mii's.
Oh, no.
There you go. You have to play as your Mii. Yeah. Good one. All right, I'll give it a maybe. What's your last one?
Fallout. Set one in Fallout.
Set one in Fallout?
Yeah, with all the monsters and stuff around as well.
Okay. That's
You've got that external threat, not just the player.
Okay, so you dropped in, you start the game, you escape from a vault, everyone just comes out of a vault, and then you've got no weapons, no armor, you're just a vault dweller.
You gang the tunnel snakes behind you.
No. You're
just
a
go to
loner.
war.
Or unless you're playing co-op, I guess, and you've got your snake
Tunnel
lads.
snakes.
Then you run out into the wasteland, and then I suppose you run into the first house or whatever you find. You loot some gear, and then the monsters can appear out of nowhere. Yeah, no, I like this one. I give this one a thumbs up.
Okay. It made me think though about innovation in games. So one of my favorite game modes ever is like infestation of zombies, not like normal zombies, but the game mode archetype where you kill somebody and then they join the enemy team, and then it gets harder and harder for them. And that's recently been innovated on. And I'm desperate to try this, and it's a game I was like, I do not have any desire to go back to this game. So I don't know if either Dylan's probably heard of this, but there is a new game mode for the recent Endor update for Star Wars Battlefront 2 that is called Ewok Hunt.
Oh yeah,
they took it down before I could fucking play it, but now it's back up.
It's back up.
So,
it's back up.
yes.
Good, because so Ewok Hunt is you're stormtroopers and you're trying to survive until you get an evac to get picked up, and Ewoks are trying to kill you. Looks scary as all hell.
You can play as the Ewoks, to clarify. You're not all playing as the...
No. So some people play as Ewoks, some play as Stormtroopers. And then, but for every time they kill a Stormtrooper, you just become an Ewok. And you join the Ewoks to kill the... And I'm so excited to play it.
Yeah, me too. I haven't had a chance yet.
No.
Especially when the one chance I did, I was like, yeah, I'm going to sit down and play it. The mode's not here. Well, go to Twitter. The mode has been removed for the time being. I'm like... I missed the Ewok mode. Oh fuck!
And that's just good innovation. That makes me happy. That
So are we going to see a Star Wars horror movie?
I've been saying for fucking years. This is for a completely different podcast and topic, but I've been saying for years. Old Round Explosion, Black May 11th. I've been saying for years that they should make a Star Wars horror movie because I think it would suit perfectly. I remember when they announced Rogue One, I was talking to a bunch of people like, oh yeah, like Star Wars spin-off movies, blah, 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 blah. Like, surely they can't take it very far. And I was like, they can make a horror movie. They can make a family drama. They can make a thriller. They can make a comedy. Star Wars, they can do anything. So yes, I'm down for a Star Wars horror game.
But they can also make a Jedi Battle Royale game.
That would...
I don't know if that's too much.
Maybe a Sith.
Like you walk out of the house, force push. You forget force push from the side. Force push up your ass.
There's got to be some way to balance it, but you get force pushes, you get your lightsabers.
All I'm gonna say is if EA comes out and announces this as a game and they've just cancelled the visceral thing, I'll kindly go, fuck you, fuck you, right in the face.
I feel like it's more likely to happen than not.
You play as one of the little kids fighting against Anakin Skywalker.
No, that's the Friday 13th mod.
That's actually the better version of that game. Yeah,
it's
not Freddy or it's not Jason. Sorry, it's Anakin.
Anakin
one of
versus
the kids.
the younglings.
Master Anakin Skywalker, and then he runs.
Make it happen, please.
You've heard us. That's probably the best idea out of all of them.
Yeah.
Right. Since we can't beat that, let's move on to the last area towards the end of the show. Hashtag every trophy counts. Now, Michael has been waiting for an update for us to talk about how the challenge is going.
I don't want you to because I've been really shit.
I was going to talk about it last week, but you weren't here, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, I don't.
Nick is currently winning. He succeeded his goal of 0 and is currently at 1 platinum. So if everyone would like to give him a round of applause.
He's infinitely improved on his goal.
Infinitely. And he's talking about possibly platinuming
God of
War at the moment, which would mean doubled. He's
doubled
his goal.
200%. Like 200% increase.
That'd be crazy. So I can guarantee by the end of the year, Nick is probably going to be the winner of this challenge. He's just straight up. He's so far ahead of the rest of us. I myself are currently at 142 out of my 169 I wanted to get to. I think I'm going along at a decent pace. I think 4th month in, I think I'm doing okay. There's a bunch of shitty games I've got on the list. There's God of War and a bunch of other good ones to come out. I feel like I'm not shaking in my boots with how I'm going so far. We're not even halfway through the year, and I feel like I'm definitely at a nice place. I couldn't remember how many Ciaran started the year at and how many
started
exactly
with 5, and I wanted to get 25. And I wanted to get up to 30. I want to get up to 30, but add 25 platinums to my...
You wanted to add 25. Okay, so your goal is 30.
30.
And you're currently at...
I
Do you
can't
remember?
remember. I've done
Ash,
at least 5. I've done at least 5 since I started.
Someone tell a story while I load the PlayStation
Ba,
app
ba,
on my
ba,
phone.
ba, ba.
That's not
I think
that's
I'm
a song.
okay. I think I'm okay for this thing because I feel like I can do sprints of just,
Garbage.
of garbage. I can just do sprints of garbage at random points. Like I've still got Telltale games to play and I Am Mayos to play and go back and finally, and see if I can unbug the one trophy that I missed in the original Telltale Batman game and just all these games.
I mean, you could just play it again.
You're at 10.
I'm at 10, so yeah, I've done 5 already.
So you need 20 more.
I need
How do you
20
feel
more.
hearing that? You
No,
need 20
as I
more.
just said, that's fine. I can do sprints of like 5 games at a time, like 4 times throughout the year.
I mean, you should feel okay because I've got more than 20 to go.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I
got 27 to go.
My goal, I remember my goal was to have one that I could be proud of. So that's worrying. But
That's
the other,
worrying.
but the other 19 can be shit.
Just be
Look, if it makes you feel better, I don't think I've got any platinums this year that I'm particularly proud of yet. So it's fine. Who are you putting your money on, Ash? Who do you think? Who do you
Dylan.
think's going to? You think I'm going to hit mine?
yeah, definitely.
You think Ciaran's going to hit his?
Maybe.
Well, I don't like the look on your face there.
You're,
That's maybe.
I know. He's got that
support.
Overwatch addiction, which
I do.
is gonna
It's
hold him
it's
back.
the problem.
Season
We
10.
mentioned the
If
other
he was
night-
if he was playing it on PS4, then he could get the
No
platinum
shit.
for.
When me and Nick were playing PUBG the other night, this is exactly what we said. Michael asked about the trophy thing and was like, if Ciaran was playing Overwatch on PS4, not PSC, he surely would at least be working towards a platinum. Could be helping.
No. I heard... You know what's bad with that game? I was in a stream earlier and
Everything?
AJ was in the stream and he was talking about how if you pre-order like World of Warcraft, you get 2 free emotes for Overwatch, and I'm like,
Please don't tell me you're going to fucking pre-order World of Warcraft just for 2 fucking emotes. Children are starving in third world countries. You're sad.
good
man.
times. Good
Sad
times.
man. All right. I have a couple lists to go over, as usual, maybe sometimes. The first one is Killing Floor Incursion has a trophy list out. Has got a platinum. This is the single-player VR-based game in the Killing Floor universe where you shoot a bunch of zombie things that aren't really zombie things. List has a bunch of things about killing things, completing levels, blah, 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 blah. But it also has a heap of trophies that involve co-op. So, get a friend. I don't know. Maybe if Nick...
Friend!
Get a friend if you want that platinum. This game I saw yesterday, and I wasn't sure. It's called Hex Tunnel Touch. I typed into Google Hex Tunnel. It took me to a VR game that's already out on Vive and stuff. And I'm like, okay, but this doesn't say VR. It says Touch. So this is like, I don't know if it's actually the VR one, but it doesn't say PSVR on PSN profiles or not. Either way, all of its trophies are just for completing levels, it seems. It's like Chaos, 50% complete. Chaos Mastery, reach the exit. And that for just a bunch of levels. And it's all gold, silver, and then a platinum. So add that one to one that you need to keep your eye on. Another game called Survive. Mr. Cube is kind of looks like Don't Starve, I guess, or along that type of thing. It was a mobile game. It's been ported to Vita as well as PS4, I think, or just PS4. But its trophies look pretty straightforward, like kill 10 monsters, kill 30 monsters, blah, 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 blah. Succeed attacking 10 times with a sword, a mace, a spear. Use health recovery item 5 times. Use stamina recovery 5, blah, 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 blah. So that looks like a pretty straightforward platinum. It's probably only going to cost a couple bucks too. This one looks interesting. This game has been out on Steam for a little while now. That infectish, fuck words tonight. Madness of Dr. Decker, which all of the trophies are for reaching certain points of the game or doing certain things, but which might be hard from the outset, but someone's going to have a guide, and especially because the game's already been out on Steam, it wouldn't surprise me if there already is a guide to do all these certain endings for the game. So it's probably going to make it really easy. It's a FMV, like a You know, like a proper video
Yes.
type thing where you type in. Apparently, on the Steam version of the game, you could type in questions with the keyboard, and it had 1,000 different variations put in. So you could be like, "Who are you?" and the person on TV would respond, and they recorded with a bunch of different actors. I presume on the PS4 version, it's just going to have 5 or 6 different options of questions you can ask the people on screen. Because there's trophies for just 250 questions asked, 250 responses revealed, blah 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 blah. It looks interesting as a game too. It got good reviews from when I looked it up. And then the last one is Devious Dungeon, which I brought at the start of the week because it's on Vita and PS4, and I was just playing it while listening back to Tales of Theoden while editing it. It is a rogue-like where every time you die, when you go back into the game, the levels are a bit different. Very simplistic. Attack, jump. There's a bunch of bosses. You get gold that you keep, and every time you die, you can use it to buy better weapons, etc., etc., etc. And all the trophies you will pretty much get by completing the game, because most of them are for just completing the levels and bosses that come along. Because there is 70 levels, but they just change roguelike as you go back in. And then there's just stuff for buy a weapon, kill 500 enemies, destroy 500 crates, blah, 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 blah. A bunch of people already have the platinum. It's only been out a few days. So that is a simple one. And now I would like to introduce the last segment. A new segment I thought would be fun to do. Maybe not every show. Depends. If it's an action-packed one with a lot to talk about, then I won't have time. But it's not really a long one. And I don't have a name for it yet, so you can help me out, or you can chuck it out to see if someone thinks of something. It's basically building a platinum list. So...
Wait, I've got it. Every trophy counts.
Nope. That's already taken.
Platinum Explosion.
No, that is literally the name of the show.
Oh, crud. Rapid
Platinum
fire.
Party Bonanza.
That seems quite a lot. But the idea of the segment will be each week... I can give it to someone else. You know, I could be like, here, you try and pick something. Even if you don't have it, at least if you looked it up and found something interesting. But it is to build a list of easy or fun or semi-easy platinum games for people to go after.
Sounds like
And
something that nerds want.
Yeah, and explain why. So I'm going to start it off with my first platinum trophy that I ever got. Because I figured that was the best way to start the list.
You put the limo out front.
The first platinum I ever got was for Terminator Salvation, the PS3 game.
That's equally as bad as Hannah Montana.
A lot of people got this one because you have to beat the game on hard. But, of course, playing it on hard isn't hard at all. And that's it. That is it. You get a gold trophy for completing every level. You get a gold trophy for beating it on normal, and you get a gold trophy for beating all the levels on hard. So you beat the game.
3 trophies?
No, well, there's 8 levels, so there's 8 trophies, and then I think there's 12 trophies total or something like that. So it is as simple as beating the game on hard. If you would like to make the game even easier, you can play it in split screen co-op, which is how I did it back in the day. And that kind of makes it not terrible, because at least then you're bantering with someone back and forth. You're not sitting in misery playing it, because it is a bit glitchy and it doesn't look great and it doesn't play well and the story is not exciting, but it is an easy platinum. So if you still have your PS3 plugged in, may I suggest to you Terminator Salvation,
which you can buy from your local op shop or eBay.
Sure, you can just buy it off the
Game
fucking
Traders.
PlayStation store these days. So it'd just be on the fucking digital store. Maybe.
Did you say... I thought you said the police station store, which
said
was
Game
us
Traders.
opening up a whole question of, wait, your police station have as a store?
Yeah, you can buy stuff that they've got, they go in there, got this bag of cocaine that you can buy that we picked off someone, scissors, samurai sword, whatever, Uzi, whatever you need. Whatever you are after.
You need to get your ears checked, Ciaran. You've been
pretty
hearing
bad.
things a
I've
lot.
done it a couple times today.
Yeah.
I'm not used to interacting directly with Dylan at the minute. It's just been, separated.
Or anybody.
It's just, do early late nights, stream, carry on.
No one kicked you off podcast.
I don't know. I know. The thing is, though, the audience doesn't see that because there's so much crap that I did like a month ago that's being released now. So it's like...
We record Tales of the Theldon weekly.
Yeah.
No. I'm not letting you get a... If you want Tales of Theldon to be live weekly, tweet at us, and so I can watch Dylan's brain explode.
Kill me, please, now. Thank you for joining us in this week's Platinum Explosion episode 57.
Doesn't this show go for 3 hours now?
Does it?
Well,
Pretty sure me and
all
Ash's
I've seen is like
episode last week was
ridiculously...
a total an hour.
Yeah, last week was an hour, and then the week before was like 3.
Nope.
No, it was like an hour and a half.
It was like an hour 40 or an hour.
Oh, it was an hour
yeah.
40, right. I'm sorry, I'm just...
Still not the longest thing. The longest content that we've now put out is the Avengers spoiler review discussion, which is 2 hours long, or an hour 58.
Yeah, it was long.
That is our longest.
There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack.
That's our longest thing. Check
Only
that out.
a little bit shorter than the actual movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check that out on
that's impressive.
twitch.tv/Explosion Network or youtube.com/Explosion Network. Either way, you can find it there. Where can people follow you, Ciaran?
People can follow me at your boy Ringo on Twitters, or come over to twitch.tv/Explosion Network where I hang out quite a bit.
What was that weird face? Like,
Well-
was you lost or?
I had another moment where I didn't quite catch something you said.
Oh
And
my
I
fucking
didn't
God.
know if I was going to bring it up. I didn't know if I was going to process it. Because I think I heard like Ciaran or...
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
don't
pretty sure
know.
you mispronounced his name, Dylan.
Thank you, Ash heard this one. Yes.
Look, even if I said Ciaran, then surely, surely you just know it's you. Because it's not Ash.
Yeah, but I don't want to justify that by answering like as if to accept, yeah, that's my name. Do, 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 do.
Cashin, where can the people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY.
I think there's supposed
It's
to
a
be a
thing.
C in there. I think there's supposed to be a C at the start.
Sure.
Maybe.
Look it up.
CH.
Someone might be.
follow me.
Someone might be.
Dwight Underwood at Vivaladil, VIVALADIL.
Clap. Easy clap.
You can follow the Explosion Network on Twitter at Explosion Pod. You can follow this show. I did them in the wrong order, but whatever. This show's been a mess. You can follow this show on Twitter at Plat Podcast. You can follow the Explosion Network, of which this is a product of, Explosion Network on Twitter at Explosion Pod. You can head over to explosionnetwork.com where you can find all our other podcasts, reviews, articles, many other beautiful things. You can head over to twitch.tv/Explosion Network for all the live shows and Let's Play live shenanigans, whatever you want to call that shit. Ciaran hangs out there, doesn't do podcasts anymore. You can review this show on iTunes, give it 5 stars or 1.5 million stars. Give it 1 million bars. I got 44 bars and I got more sun. Logic, come at me, you motherfucker. Bobby Tarantino! Shout out to my homie.
I know he's been working out. I don't think you want him coming after you.
Yeah, no, I probably don't now. He's looking good. He's getting up there. Yeah.
Swole, as the kids say.
Swole. This show's looking swole.
Ad read, April 2018, take 5. Hey listener, if you're not listening to the Tales of Theldon yet, you should be. It's a D&D audio drama, more easily described as D&D Light. The focus is telling a fun story and cutting out too much of the fiddly D&D details that could confuse or bore the uninformed. It features Ciaran, Dylan, Ash and Tom, and you'll be in for some laughs and good adventure. Give the first episode a listen today and see if it's for you. Explosion Network Bulletin Board. Pleasure Explosion is now Thursdays at 12 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank God daylight's over. With Tom hosting the free-flowing conversation, and make sure you check out if you found the old format too much. Reacts and review discussions officially lift off on Twitch, so make sure you follow our Twitter at ExplosionPod and twitch.tv/Explosion Network to keep up when they are live. You'll also find them at bit.ly/Explosion Network on our YouTube 24 hours later.
You think we'd get good at this eventually?
You would think we'd get good at this eventually. What are you trying to say, Ash?